In Britain in 2008, there are approximately 200,000 16 to 18-year-olds who are not in education, employment or training. They've been dubbed NEETs. Most of these NEET young people drop out of school at the earliest opportunity. Why do these young people become so disengaged with education? And what can be done to prevent it happening?
I just don't like school. I didn't see the point in it. And now, looking back, now I've left, I feel I wish I'd done the work. I wish I actually listened.
School is alright. Got in a lot of trouble most days. Smoking and a lot of skunk.
Yeah, I wasn't the best behaved person at school. Most people muck about to get attention. I know I did. If someone starts telling you you're lazy and you're stupid, you start believing that, so you start acting the way they think you're going to act.
So how do schools go about giving their pupils a real sense of direction?
I think at school the teachers can be a bit more supportive and more helping and understanding, rather than moaning and shouting, and actually listen to you and what you're saying and not ignore you. So I think that might help people if they know that there's a teacher that's going to listen to them and talk to them and help them. Then it's going to make them want to go to school and concentrate more and get the grades they need.
I never used to get listened to by the teachers at all in school. I tried to tell them that I had learning difficulties. That was hard for me because I couldn't understand why they was not listening to me, why they weren't listening to my mum when she was telling them that I had learning difficulties.
Schools do what they can, and I can't tarnish every school with the same brush. There are some schools out there who do an excellent job with the young people from all different backgrounds and different situations that will really strive to help every young person move on, whether they want to get GCSEs or they don't want to get GCSEs, to help them go through college. There are other schools who make it seem like it's just a tick in the box, that they've come here, have they got a qualification? Yep. Have they? No. Right, and move them on. It's a difficult task for them.
For those we talk to who work with NEET young people, there is a clear answer to preventing them dropping out and ending up in a dead-end situation.
Sometimes schools do have mentors to talk to troubled young people, whether it could be any issue. Just, more support, I feel, before they actually truant or get permanently excluded. Just more support for the young person. If they have a special need, it should be picked up sooner rather than later. If it's picked up later, then young people tend to feel, oh, why should I bother? No one's bothering with me, so why should I bother? Once you get in early, you can work with the young people and they can progress from there. If you leave it later, they're probably more disengaged and just don't bother with doing anything.
One school which believes in the value of early intervention is Quinton Kynaston School in northwest London. The school has established a system aiming to ensure that every student is on target to achieve and ultimately avoids ending up NEET.
Finish it up at home and bring it in the next day.
We have a very rigorous tracking system from the minute that students come into the school in Year 7, which identifies the qualifications and the level of qualifications that they should leave school with at the end of Year 11 or go through to the sixth form, which is the case for most of our young people. And we identify at every 6-7 weeks those students who are at risk of not achieving. And if they're at risk of not achieving their academic potential, it indicates that there's something going on that we need to address. It may be it's an issue about the curriculum and issues around their learning. It may be issues to do with things that are going on outside of school and which provide barriers to learning. And we have created a multi-agency team within the school, which includes social workers, health development workers, psychotherapists, learning mentors, youth development workers, who then work with individual or groups of students to try and re-engage them with the learning process. As long as they're engaging with learning, we can keep hold of them.
And you need to believe that you can do it.
One of the school's initiatives is the SEED programme, which works specifically with disengaged girls in years 10 and 11.
Like the whole point, and some of you might say, okay.
Every year there are a group of disaffected girls who come into the school, and they're often very able, and through adolescence, particularly through year 9, when the girls are about 14, they switch off. They become disengaged, they have low levels of self-esteem, and they don't view themselves as being worthy learners. And what the SEED programme does is identify some of those students who are at risk of not achieving, and it works with them through a programme which is focused on raising self-esteem, raising self-awareness and self-confidence, having a sense of kind of understanding of what some of the external issues are, and makes those young women feel proud of who they are and what they can achieve.
Where do you feel you are now?
3.
3? Great, at least you're not number 2. So I need you now to write on a piece of paper just what's the first one you're going to tackle. Who do you think, one at a time?
Encourages the girls,
and then by then you sort of reduce the 6 to 5 to 4.
Yeah.
You need to have set targets, okay? If you don't have set targets and you don't know, you won't be able to put a plan in action to achieve those. I try to encourage young people to understand that it's their future, and actually at the end of the day, they need to take ownership of their future, of their lives.
Because you know what you want to do, what you want to do, but as well you need to know exactly what you have to do to make it work.
If they don't have a goal, there's no purpose. And I look at not just for GCSEs, where will you be in 5 years' time? What would you like to achieve? Once you can set like a little dream for them, then okay, that's not unachievable. Before the session started, I asked you all to give a specific target. So let's start with you, Ihona. What's your target?
To achieve all my target grades and go to uni.
Okay. Yusra?
To get good results in my GCSEs.
One of the main things I focus on is you are unique. You don't have to be like everybody else. You have got qualities that nobody else has got, and it's all based around them. They develop a personal portfolio that's just about them. So even though we have a group work, it's all about them, my story, my personal statement, my future, my learning styles. It's just about me. It's nothing to do with GCSEs or anything. It's just for them. And I think they like to learn about themselves. I think once you know about yourself, then you can decide, actually, I want to be doing this. This is where I want to go.
I think everyone's is similar as mine too, because I want to become successful in life, and to do that I got to pass on my GCSEs, so it'll open more options for me because I don't know what I want to be when I'm older.
Okay, so, right, you're the only one that's given me a reason why you want to pass your GCSEs. Anybody else? Michelle, why do you want to get good grades?
I want to achieve A's in English, psychology and media because I want to do something with advertising. And those 3 subjects would help me.
What about you, Yusra?
Just something to fall back on if you start flopping when you grow up.
And anything specific?
Not sure yet.
Okay, so
Coral's
what we're going
programme
to do
is
is negotiate a time
particularly
where you can
targeted
sit
at
down
changing
with
people's
her,
attitudes
and
towards
then
their
we'll
education
come up with a
and
target
school.
date of when we're going to achieve that.
I used to come to school every day, my attendance wasn't a problem. But it was the attendance to my lessons that was the problem. I never used to go to much lessons. But I didn't think of it in the long run until Coral explained to us that we had to do well if we wanted to be successful in life.
So I thought I'll just do my GCSEs and start working. And just start working and not carry on. But it wasn't going to get me far.
I was a bit cheeky when I was small because everyone was growing up. I was in year 7, year 8, and I would easily get influenced and distracted by my other friends. Now I know that I need to go lessons and I need to do things for myself and depend on what I want to do, not what other people want me to do. So Coral let me see that.
I gave up on myself, and as soon as I met Coral, she pushed me to believe that I can do it, even after I messed around so much and I bunked all the lessons and my attendance was so bad. And my attendance improved a lot since then, and I'm on track in all my lessons and my coursework's all up to date.
If I didn't change my attitude there and then, I would have ended up somewhere I didn't want to be, like failing. And I've got quite high hopes for later on. I want to go to university and I want to do all of that. And when it came to GCSEs, I thought, no, that's not that serious. But in order to carry on to go to university, I had no choice but to pass.
You could achieve the grades, but you're a little bit below the grades because you guys were messing about.
Coral believes
What's made you
that the
decide?
success she's had
Not
with
you
girls'
necessarily,
achievements is linked to
Fumi.
one
What's
key
made you
factor.
decide to change?
They see her as a mentor rather than a
What do you
teacher.
think? What do you think, Katrina? So many kids come here with so many issues and they have no one to offload it to, so they kick off in class. You can't learn with issues. There's lots going on at home. There's lots going on the road. Because they know I'm here, my door's always open, they'll come, knock on the door. Can I have a quick word with you, Coral? This is what I'm going through. Okay, how do you think you can get over this? I work out of school hours as well. I can go on the road, I can go to their parents, I can go to their homes and do home visits. So I look at them more of holistic more than academic. That's what I'm here for. I work in the school, but I don't work for the school. I'm just here actually just for the young person.
Schools cannot afford at any point in a child's educational career to let them go. They have to be constantly on the radar, they have to be monitored, they have to be mentored if necessary, they have to be tracked according to their progress so that they're at no point do they fall off the radar. It's when children fall off of the school's radar, they're often also falling off of the radar of external agencies, social services, the police, and they become, they're lost to all of us.
The reality, though, is that despite the efforts of schools like Quinton Kynaston, too many young people are continuing to slip through the net. Thousands of teenagers like Sam and Stacey leave school with low GCSEs and low self-esteem. Not only are they disadvantaged, but society suffers too. In response to this situation, the government plans to raise the leaving age from education and training to 18. The ambition is that young people will be more engaged in education if offered a range of vocational courses closely tailored to their needs. If it's really going to work, it will stop young people from feeling that education just isn't for them.
As school is at the moment, most people want to leave as soon as they can. But if school changes for the better, then I don't think people will mind, because some people go on to sixth form anyway. So I don't think some people will mind staying on, but I think most people won't like it.
I think it's a good idea if young people stay in school till they're 18, because then they can get more experience and the grades they want and more help and support into getting the job that they want. So I think it's a good idea.
What schools have got to be able to do is, from the minute students come in, is to, as I say, to create an ethos which says you can achieve in this school, we value what you're all about, we will create a curriculum which is personalised, which will allow you to be successful, and we will not let you fall off of our radar. And that's what we've done at this school, which is why 100% of students last year left school with GCSEs. There wasn't a single student that left this school last year without 5 GCSEs, including English and Maths. And I think that in itself indicates that students do want to do well. They don't want to be kind of left flailing around at the, underneath society's radar. They want to be engaged. And I think schools have to give a message that says, this school won't let you fail. And that would be my message to everybody. Schools will not let children fail.